Oh, there's Josh.
Hey, come on. All right, now we can get all
Hold on. Be on.
Uh-oh.
Ow, that was my knee. Oh, sorry.
All right, I'm logging off on my computer.
Yeah, we're going to try and log in with the iPad and see if that works. There's something wrong with my webcam setting, and without rebooting, I don't think I can.
There, let's try that. Can you guys hear us?
Yep, we can hear you.
Yeah.
All right, Noah, are you there?
Yeah.
Noah, you might have to flip on light on. All I see is darkness on yours.
The light is on.
It is?
Yeah.
Oh, man, it looks super dark on my side.
Okay. Very part of it.
The light is on.
Yeah, that's crazy. All right, I just can't see it at all. All right, so what was your least favorite was the heat.
I think it might be the heat, but
Heat.
I'm excited to be with the family.
Yeah.
With the family.
So I have
super.
here. Can you guys hear us?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I have them here. They can introduce themselves. We're going to try to log in on our iPad and see if we can get the video thing.
Okay.
So
Is it brighter?
Yep, that's better, Noah.
I'll let them introduce themselves.
Okay.
All right, Lainey?
My name is Lainey, and what is it I'm most excited about? Going. Excited to go to New Mexico, and my least going on a plane.
Really? Have you flown on a plane before?
No,
Oh, okay. You're gonna love it. It's amazing.
well, I'm scared of heights.
It doesn't.
I don't like
when
planes
you're in that
because
plane.
it's not.
You can't see them.
All right. Peanut, are you there too?
Yeah. My name is Peanut, and probably the most exciting thing would be if you meet new people and see how they live.
Mm-hmm.
Least favorite thing is probably going to be the terrible sunburn I'm probably going to get.
Just make sure you pack sunscreen and we should be all right. Lots of it. It is farther south, so if you get tan fast, you'll get tan super fast. Or if you burn, you might happen a little quicker. Nice.
Pull it in your
Oh, what am I?
So anyway, I'm super excited. If you guys don't have your applications in, I know a few of you still don't. I need to get those in right away. And then also any kind of funds that you've had turned into you. Kendra is actually going to be in the lobby after church on Sunday to receive money. So I'm going to set her up with my laptop, make sure everything's recorded, it's all done right. But yeah, Sunday after church would be amazing because we got to start buying some flights. We're going to get the hotel rooms. We're starting to fine tune and get all those details worked out, which I'm super excited about. Izzy was telling me that she wants to do the 6 a.m. flight. So we're going to see if we can get, no, I'm kidding. No. A 6 flight means you'd have to be there at 4 a.m.
We did do that.
We've done that before.
Have you? Ooh,
She tricked
no,
us
thank you.
into a meeting they had to go to at 3.
Where did we take you? Then get over it.
That doesn't sound like a bad deal.
No, it was a nice meeting. Then we went to our cousins that did we ever met them?
No, you
We never met those cousins, and then we went to Legoland.
Very cool.
So life was good.
All right. So I want to tee it up for Kendra for a second. In case you don't know who Kendra is yet, if you haven't met her, you can see how her name is spelt, at least right now, while she figures out the webcam stuff. So I'm super excited that Kendra is going with us. If you don't know, she does the Kids Sozo with Zion, and she even teaches those classes. And so she's going to be a huge asset for all of us. She's going to be super helpful to be on the trip. because a lot of the time,
It's lagging.
what's that, Noah?
Call was lagging a little bit.
Oh, that's a bummer. Could you still hear me?
Yeah,
Okay.
but
So-
it's good now.
She's not going to be doing as much of like the teaching and that kind of thing up on the stage, but you will be doing a lot of one-on-one with the Navajos. If there's somebody who's not connecting well or just needs some help, she'll be able to do that. And then if we're struggling with any certain kids or what to do in a situation, we'll be able to ask her for her wisdom and experience with helping kids that need some just extra direction. So, Kendra, how was that? Is that pretty close? Hey, there she was. There she is.
Okay, so let's log out of this. I'm sitting on the stool. Okay. All right. You see all of us?
Yes. All right, so now you'll have to introduce yourselves one by one so they don't think Lainey is Kendra and Peanut is Lainey.
Wait, why did Rachel leave the call?
I still got Rachel on the call.
Oh, yeah. I just couldn't see it for a second.
Oh, okay. Uh-oh.
Oh, we can't hear you.
Kendra, I think your side is muted now. I think we got your video, but no audio.
We might need to be in on both sides. One audio, one video.
Yeah.
That's funny.
Hello.
You were there. We did hear you at one time. Or maybe that was because you hadn't logged out of the other.
All right, can you hear us now?
Yeah, there you are. Yay.
I don't know what happened. That's crazy. Did you hear any of us? Did you hear Lainey saying this was Lainey?
Nope.
Okay, so we'll go back. That's Lainey.
Hi.
And then Peanut? Yeah, so I was just saying we're excited to go, and I just see my role in helping you guys out. So if there's ever a kid that maybe is struggling, or some of the things that we're going to be working through, if they start to struggle, maybe get sad or something, that I will be there to help, maybe to support and just work with them one-on-one. Or if you guys have to encounter situations and you're not really sure maybe how to deal with it, and when we have our meetings in the morning and in the evening, then I can just kind of help maybe give you guys some tools and some insight on maybe how to address a certain situation. And then Lainey and Peanut will be there just to help however.
Yes.
What the heck like that?
They're going to help. Wyatt's coming with us on the trip. He can't log in this afternoon or evening. What is this called? Evening, I guess, after 5.
Would we all be on the same plane?
So, yes, we will all be on the same plane except for Lainey. She's got the 6 a.m. flight.
Okay, us Smiths are not morning people, so.
No.
All right, so all the Smiths have the 6 a.m. flight. Everybody else is coming in at about 10, 11, something like that.
Fighting first class.
No, not first class.
You
If
gotta
you want to
raise
save
extra
up
money
money for that, you totally can.
Yeah. No first class.
Is it expensive? Very.
It's very.
Hold on.
So I emailed you all the Pauline prayers that I referenced last time. Did you guys get those? Did you get the email?
Those are in our CIA.
Yes, they are in the CIA
I
binders.
noticed those.
I'm going to print some for here in case you're wondering what I'm doing right now. So if you want to grab a hard copy, I know some people like hard copies. I always prefer digital, but if you want a hard copy, I'll have them here at the church so you can grab them. But I really want you to start praying over the other people on the team, your family members if they're going. Pray over the pastor that's there, the youth pastor that we'll be working with. Pray however God wants you, but those God's prayers are really going to help us connect with Him and get His heart for this trip. Because I don't know about you, I don't want to just go on a fun missions trip. I want to be able to do what God wants for this trip. So make sure you take some time to pray through those. We're also going to end our meeting here with some prayer time, so it's not like the Pastor Josh show. I hate that. All the talking and no one does anything else. So we're going to do that in just a little bit. I think with this next week, we're for sure going to have the hotel ironed out. But one thing we do know is it will have a pool. I think it'll have like an outdoor grilling, like fire pit area. So we can have our wrap-up meetings of the evening all around. That'd be pretty sweet.
Oh, so
In a hot tub, no, that'd be kind of weird.
Funny. That would be nice to relax in a swimming pool. Relax.
Yes. So we'll have some ability to have some downtime, which will be really nice. Our schedule is pretty intense once we get going, but I like to serve hard and then play hard. So we'll have some time to do that. Other developments since then, I think we're going to split into 6 rooms. We got the basic room assignments laid out. So I'll shoot that in an email after this. And as long as everyone is going that said they're going. So if you don't have your application in, get those in. Any money's in, that will really help me because I don't want to buy a $500 airplane ticket for someone who's not going to come. That would be horrible.
That would be pretty bad.
Yeah. So why don't we just let's just stop right now and let's just pray over each other. I'm going to close the door behind me because the lobby is getting increasingly louder as it gets closer to youth group time here. And then let's just spend some time praying, catching God's heart for what he has for this trip.
He's coming to the trip, and he's coming to CIA.
Okay.
He just has soccer every Wednesday. And it's 30. He can't make it.
Okay.
Well, the other blue tracks.
I told that
Remember at what time he was going to be there.
Oh yeah, 6:30.
Okay. All right, let's pray. God, I just thank you that you're putting this team together, that you have built it up so that we have 23 people going to just bring your heart to these kids and to this region, to be able just to release you, release your wisdom, release your love over these families and over these kids, and just be an example of who you truly are. So that they can see you, and that you can just deposit those seeds in their life that will really ignite into them following you for the rest of their lives. We just thank you for that, God. Anybody else jump in as you feel like you have something on your heart? If not, we can just pray quietly. If you can speak in tongues, you might want to pray in tongues, pray out God's perfect plan. If you don't, that's totally fine. Just pray in English as God brings stuff to your head or you think of things to pray about.
Well, I just pray, then just ask God to give us all the wisdom and the discernment that we're going to need just to help bring freedom to all these kids, and that through everything that we do that whole week that we're there, that they're just going to see Jesus and just see how much he loves them and how he's always there for them, that he will never leave them no matter what is going on in their life, that he is there to help them with whatever.
Does Peanut have something she wants to pray out?
No, she's laughing. She's like, look at Lainey's hair. We're laughing because Lainey has messy hair and she don't care.
All right. Noah, can you pray for the pastors there?
I don't know what to say.
You can pray whatever you want. You can pray that they have God's wisdom. You can pray that they hear God's voice, that it's a good trip for them. All kinds of stuff.
Florence.
Taking some time right now just to pray for the trip. I asked Noah to pray. He's working on coming up with a prayer for the pastors. Can you pray for the kids that we'll be ministering to?
God, I pray that the kids will accept you very easily and they'll just fill up with the Holy Spirit. Amen.
Lainey, can you pray for the safety of everybody going on the trip?
You can do it. I pray for everyone to be safe and have a good time.
I pray for everyone to be safe and have a good time.
Good job.
Like shy. But wait until you get to know her, because after about 30 minutes, she's not shy anymore.
Was a little more shy after that.
Did you guys hear Peanut say that?
But
She said after 30 minutes, you're gonna wish she was more shy.
All right. Well, amen. We have Stephanie is here as well.
Hi.
She's sliding over here. She and her husband are going. Her and her husband are going on the trip as well. They're super excited.
Yeah, really fun.
Tell us what you're most excited about and what you're least excited about.
We're most excited because we feel called to do this full time, work with Native Americans. So just looking at about, right before we got married, about 6 years ago. And so it's been a while. So I'm just excited to get, because we went to a Navajo in Arizona. So it was like the other side. Just get back to doing what we're called to do, make connections. Least thing I'm looking forward to is she's coming back. So just we haven't been gone from her for that long. So that'll hurt my mommy heart. But I will have FaceTime and stuff. So we'll still be able to talk to her and stuff. But yeah, I'm really excited. Vince is really excited too. He just works nights. Go in there.
Nope, not going to be checked into your room. There's nobody in there. Can you believe it? I've been out in the dark. All right. Peanut, if you could be any animal, which would you pick and why would you pick it?
Me? Cheetah.
Already knew. Why would you be a cheetah?
All right, why? Because they're fast?
Yeah.
I like it. How about you, Peanut?
Probably a monkey because I could like climb everything, which I don't know. I kind of already do that, but it'd be more fun.
I like it. I like it. All right, Izzy, how about you? An animal and why?
A horse.
A horse?
Yes.
How come?
Because if you're one for show, then you get to get all dressed up and fun. And if you ride in the 4th of July parade, where do we go?
In Dublin.
In the Dublin 4th of July parade,
Mm-hmm.
they like spray paint.
Really?
Yeah, they put like on them. Make them all.
All right. All right. Monica, how about you?
Today, I would like to fly.
Yeah,
Okay.
they eat them.
A what?
Could be a
Eaton.
bald eagle.
No,
What'd
they,
you want to be? Monica, what did you say you wanted to be?
A bird, because I want to fly.
I said
Oh,
It should be a bird.
But no, 'cause if there's
Or
a
I
bigger
should
bird,
be-
it'll just eat you.
Or I
That's
could
what
be,
I said I could
Awesome!
That's why I said I could be a bald eagle. Then it's illegal to hunt me.
or you could be one of those dinosaur birds.
A pterodactyl.
Pterodactyl.
Oh, that's looking at, but you
Because they're
said-
extinct.
What are you trying to say about Miss Monica?
She's ready to.
All right, Stephanie.
Today, yeah, definitely would change. I would like to be a fish, so I can swim because I'm hot. But sometimes koalas, because they sleep all day. Just like just a day.
And
to
they're just
be
like a
able-
hug. They're just
Yeah.
That's a good mommy.
Just time to sleep.
You could be a sloth.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There you go.
Longer.
Yeah.
I was gonna say turtle, but then no.
I don't know.
Rachel, how about you? What would you do?
I would be a koala.
A koala? How come?
I think they're cute.
Ah, I like it. Noah, how about you?
I would be a wolf.
A wolf. I like that. How come?
Wolves are awesome.
Because they're awesome.
We
Yes,
saw-
they are.
We saw a wolf today.
All right, Kendra, what would you be?
I would probably be a cute little house puppy because everyone caters to them and treats them like little princesses, and they don't have to do anything, and they just get taken care of. So that's probably what I would be.
A house puppy. All right.
You would be the house puppy.
I don't want to have to fight for my food or
That's
have to
fun.
work hard.
You, I'm a horse. That's good.
I think I would either choose an elephant or a tiger, which are pretty opposite of each other. But I like the elephant because nothing can move them unless they want to be, for the most part.
But they can die.
And that what?
They can die.
All animals die.
They can die. Yep.
But they're slow, so like if a wolf or something came after them,
Then-
and the elephant didn't notice too much.
I think the elephant would just step on the wolf, though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But if they
Or
didn't
nail him with
notice,
the trunk.
No, step on them and then pin them down and then nail them. Make sure.
Just got planned out.
All right. Let me see. Who can I start with? Rachel, what's a funny story that's happened to you?
I can't think of one.
All right, I'll tell a funny story to give you guys all time to think about it. So when I was dating Pastor Kate before we were married, we were dating and we were walking on this tiny little wooded area we were in Tulsa, Oklahoma, and so it was the only wooded area they had there, which had paved paths that were about 10 feet wide, and that was their going for a hike in the woods experience for a Tulsa person, which was just kind of weird. So anyway, we were walking on this trail, and we were just walking and talking, and we saw a gravel cut-off spot with like a little shortcut between the two loops. And Kate said, "Hey, would you like to go off the beaten path?" I said, "Yes, I love walking off the beaten path." And as soon as I said that, I stepped in a hole because I wasn't watching where I was going. Totally sprawled out on the ground, skinned my knee, skinned my elbow, skinned my face, and Kate died laughing. She thought it was the funniest thing. Because right after I say, I love walking off the beaten path, just down. All right, let's see. Who can I call on? Anybody want to volunteer? Is that a hand?
Yes.
Okay, what's a funny story?
So we were on the way to practice for gymnastics, and we see two, what was it, groundhogs?
Mm-hmm.
We see two groundhogs, like off on the side by the highway, and I was yelling, I was like talking to them, and the birds start like tweeting, like they start talking, and I start talking to the birds, and then they keep talking back. I'm like, are you talking trash to me, or are you actually talking to me? So do that.
That's funny. I like it. Anybody else want to volunteer?
Yeah, I'm gonna go silly.
Hello.
Noah?
It's not like a funny moment, but it's a funny thing I did.
All right, what is it?
Like at school, we went to a field trip to like the Indian caverns, but before we went in the caverns, we could technically do what we want. And there's tons of chickens around where we were, so I started throwing rocks at chickens.
Oh. Did you ever get one?
No. They all just ran into bushes.
Did any of them chase you?
No.
I was thinking,
We've seen on America's Funniest Home Videos where the chicken turns around and chases people, so that's why I was curious.
Yeah, that's pretty fun.
Oh yeah, I got a story.
All right, let's hear it.
So yesterday me and Peanut went on a walk. Peanut, no, put your face in there. Well, you acted like you wanted to scream more than I did.
Wait, are you telling a funny story on Peanut?
No, it's both.
Okay, all right.
On a walk, we went by the pond, and there was this goose, and he started chasing us. Are you gonna say the rest of the story? No.
you finish it.
Okay, so then the goose started chasing us. So we were already fighting over the bench because we were on this thing called House Party with a friend, and it's like FaceTime, but like multiple people can get on. So then I was like, you need to go to the other bench, and then she wouldn't go to the other bench. So the goose started chasing us, so I sprinted all the way to the other bench, and then I was just sitting there, and the goose started swimming toward me. So I started running back, and the goose was still chasing me. And then me and Lainey heard this cat meowing, and then there was this cat, and it was like this big behind the tree. I thought it was like a fox until I came up closer.
All right, Noah, do you got you said your funny story. How about Rachel?
I still haven't thought of one.
Not yet? All right. We got Miss Monica or Stephanie over here.
I have more of my clumsy story because I'm clumsy. I can do a lot of things, but I'm clumsy in everyday activities. So I was riding bikes with my kids the day before we surprised them and leave for Disney World. And my husband saw us in the parking lot where we were getting ready to turn around and go home. So he drove up to say hi, and then he's like, well, I'll meet you at home. So the three kids and I decide, oh, let's race out of the parking lot. And we said, 1, 2, 3, go. And as soon as they go, I take half a pedal on the bike and just completely wiped out. So I get and think my husband heard the bike fall, backs up, and he has to ride home in his work clothes on my bike because my arm is all torn up. And I have to drive his car home, but I couldn't get out of the parking lot because it hurt too bad. So he's biking home in dress shoes on a purple bike with a purple bike helmet, and I'm sitting in the car trying not to laugh. I skinned my elbow.
The day before you go.
Oh, yeah. But it was fine. It wasn't even a good bike crash story. Like, it didn't even make it 5 feet. I just completely wiped out on the pavement.
She was a couple weeks old, and we had her in like this one of the baby whatever. And our first child, so I didn't have any extra clothes for her, but she had poops in her diaper, and at a store and we had to pick up some things. But then again, and it went all over my shirt and all my husband was with me and tried to take it off, and I got on him. And it was just, and we didn't bring extra clothes for her because we didn't think of that because she was like, we're new parents.
Yeah.
It was awful. What?
That's Rachel. Rachel's joining us. All right.
Yesterday on the bus, I had a field trip, and at the place that we went to was a water festival.
Cool.
And then they gave us these plans, and they told us one thing to promise, not to spill the soil on the bus. And then my plant tipped over, and then I spilled soil on the bus.
No.
But we got it cleaned up.
That's funny.
All right, I'm going to tell one funny story from the missions trip that I will never repeat again, all right?
Everybody.
I'll never do it. So,
I remember this.
so on the missions trip last year, I was one of the drivers out on the reservation. So there's 3 different villages we're going to go to. 2, you get to drive on asphalt the whole way, and you just pull up, and they have these little communities where everybody has the same house, and they all meet at a community center called Chapter House, and so you get to pick up the kids there, and then you go back. Well, I was the driver for the res, like the kids that aren't in a village, they are up in the hills, and so you don't drive on a normal street. It's literally like driving across country, hitting all the bumps, through the dirt and the weeds, and you're flying all over, and it's a little wild. So some of them have driven long enough that there's kind of tracks that you go, but it's still an interesting little time. And so we were going to pick up a family of kids that were at this house that had like a half-mile long driveway, and part of it we called the Navajo Lake because it was water for about a 10th mile, and you couldn't tell how deep it was.
So he went into it.
And so I asked the kids, I pulled up to it, I'm like, okay, I have no idea how deep this is. When we get through, they're like, oh, yeah, you totally. I was like, okay, so I backed up, and I flew through it, made it through. It was crazy, but we made it through, picked up the kids, brought them to church and everything, and went through it again, totally fine. So then during the meeting, it rained a little bit. And so, but everything at the reservation, it's a lot of sand. So once it rains, like it's gone. Like you don't even see it anymore. And so I dropped all the kids off, except for on the reservation, we don't really follow how many kids are supposed to be in a 15-passenger van. So I had about 30 in my 15-passenger van. And so I dropped about half off. So I had about 15 kids still in the van. And we went to go drop those kids off, and I pulled up to the lake. I'm like, guys, I think it's bigger this time. They're like, no, it's totally fine. So I flew through it, and we just barely made it to the other side. I dropped the kids off at their house, and then I had to turn around and go through it again. Well, on my way back through, after dropping these 3 kids off, the road was a little different coming in from the other side, and so I wasn't able to get enough speed. And so right about smack middle of the Navajo Lake, the van stalled out, totally flooded. It was about knee deep of just mud, and the Navajo kids were terrified of the frogs that were in the water. I don't know why. So they would not get out of this van. They were all huddled together because they were now surrounded by these evil frogs, and this was scary. And so I'm out there trying to get it started and figure out if we can get it pushed. And so we got it restarted, but then we had no traction at all in the middle of this Lake Navajo. And so the dad of the kids that I just dropped off, he finally pulled around about half hour into this excursion, fun in the middle of Lake Navajo. and he got some things out, and he pulled us out of this lake, and I was like, oh, thank you so much. And so I shook his hand, the car's van's running, everything's going good, and I hit the gas pedal, and the van died. It's out of gas. I was, you gotta be kidding me. This night will never end. There's nothing left to go wrong. I was freaking out, having many words with God that I was not excited about. And yeah, so all the parents on the reservation ended up having to drive down to me, stuck on the side of Lake Navajo there, and pick up their kids. And then I just had to wait for the guy that we were there with to run to the nearest gas station, which just happened to be about 15 miles away, and then come back 15 miles back. And so by the time we got home, everybody was asleep. Everybody was out cold. But they all knew the story by the time I woke up the next morning. Everybody knew Lake Navajo. So this year, we will pick them up at the end of their driveway. We will not do that again. But you will definitely be able to see Lake Navajo from where we will stop. It's big. Oh yeah, they will recognize me for sure. So, but it's going to be a fun trip. I'm excited. I just wanting to spend some time getting to know you guys today. So this has been really fun. And I'm going to cut it off here because we have our CIA meeting in about 10 minutes. So any questions before we go? Did anybody not get the email that I sent this afternoon?
No.
Okay.
I haven't had a chance to look at it.
Okay, that's fine. As long as I made sure you got it. I want to make, because it had the Pauline prayers are in there and some other little minor details.
I have a question.
Yeah, what is it, Rachel?
Do you know what time we'll probably wake up on most of the weekdays?
Yeah, on most of the weekdays, we will be leaving the hotel by about 9:30. So we're going to do about a half hour of devotions before that. And then, that's kind of random. The light just shut off in here. And then breakfast will be before that. So it's up to you however long it takes you to get ready in the morning, have breakfast, get dressed, that kind of stuff, and meet us downstairs in the conference room. And it'll be about by 9 o'clock.
And I have one more question.
Yeah, what is it?
Do you know whose roommates are gonna be with whom?
I do, and I will send that out here in a little bit. After my CIA meeting, I'll send it out, and I'll send a link to this video in case your mom or your dad or your grandma wants to watch it, and for those that weren't able to join us today, so they can catch up on it also. So it'll be in that email, okay? All right, anybody else? Noah, you got any questions for us? No? All right. That's just weird.
It doesn't.
All right, well, I think that is it then. Thanks for joining us, and I'll see you all this weekend.
Adios.
Wait, this weekend?
Sunday.
Oh yeah, I was. Oh, sure.
3, 2, 1, bye.